Once upon a time, in a lush green forest, there lived a speedy rabbit named Benny and a slow-moving tortoise named Tilly. Benny was known all throughout the forest for his incredible speed. He loved to boast about how fast he could run. Every morning, he would dash around the meadows, challenging anyone to a race, but no one ever accepted, knowing they couldn't match his speed. Tilly, on the other hand, was humble and gentle. She was proud of her deliberate pace and often spent her time exploring the wonders of the forest, enjoying the beauty around her. One sunny day, Benny was hopping around the forest when he spotted Tilly munching on some fresh leaves. With a mischievous grin, he approached her, bursting with confidence. "Hey, Tilly. Why don't we have a race? I bet I can reach the old oak tree before you even take your first step." Tilly looked up at Benny, her eyes twinkling with curiosity. "Okay, Benny. I accept your challenge. But remember, it's not just about speed." The news of the race spread quickly through the forest, and soon, all the animals gathered at the starting point. They were excited to witness the epic showdown between the swift rabbit and the steady tortoise. As the animals settled in, Benny playfully strutted around, making exaggerated movements, flaunting his agility. Tilly, however, stayed calm and focused, ready to give her best. Finally, the race began. With a loud clap from a wise old owl, Benny shot off like a bullet, zooming past the trees and over the hills. He laughed joyfully as he left Tilly far behind. "This is too easy," he called back, glancing at the slow tortoise who was just starting to move. The animals cheered for Tilly, but they couldn't help but worry for her. As Benny dashed ahead, he felt confident and began to tire a little. He decided to take a break and relax. "I have so much time to spare," he chuckled, plopping down under a shady tree. Meanwhile, Tilly was steady and persistent. With each step, she focused on her goal, slowly but surely making her way toward the old oak tree. The animals watched in awe as Tilly passed them, inching closer to the finish line. This wasn't the fastest way, but it was her way. After a while, Benny woke up from his nap, stretching and yawning. Looking around, he panicked when he realized how much time had passed. He quickly hopped up, racing back toward the path. He was determined to catch up with Tilly, but to his surprise, as he got closer to the finish line, he saw Tilly's steady little frame inching towards victory. Benny's heart raced as he dashed with all his might. He was fast, but Tilly was just a few steps away from reaching the finish line. The cheers of the other animals rang in his ears, urging Tilly onward. With every ounce of energy, Tilly moved forward, and in a miraculous moment, she crossed the finish line just as Benny reached the spot. The forest erupted in cheers and applause. Tilly, though breathless, smiled brightly, and Benny stood there, panting and shocked. I lost?" he stammered. Tilly looked up at him with a gentle smile. "It's not all about being the fastest, Benny. It's about perseverance and believing in yourself. You might be fast, but I had my own strengths, and I used them to my advantage." Benny's heart softened as he realized the truth in Tilly's words. He had been so focused on his speed that he forgot to consider the journey and the effort it took to finish. "You're right, Tilly. I was too overconfident, but I learned a valuable lesson today. Congratulations on your victory." He extended his paw to Tilly, who shook it warmly. From that day on, Benny and Tilly became good friends. Benny no longer boasted about his speed but instead celebrated Tilly's determination and spirit. They would often race, but now Benny would run alongside Tilly, cheering her on rather than dismissing her as slow. Together, they explored the forest, sharing adventures and challenges, reminding everyone that success comes in different forms. The story of Benny the rabbit and Tilly the tortoise traveled through the forest, teaching others about humility, friendship, and the importance of perseverance. Whenever animals faced challenges, they would remember the race and how Tilly's steady determination brought her success against all odds. Benny learned that it's not always about being first, sometimes, it's about the journey and the lessons learned along the way. And so, in their beautiful forest, Benny and Tilly continued to inspire all their friends, showing them that hard work and a steadfast spirit can lead to greatness, even if you're not the fastest. And they lived happily ever after, celebrating their differences and cherishing their friendship.